Subscribe. It's Storytime Productions. Stelly's Twisted Tales.
Hello, my friends. Grab your popcorn, shut the lights off. Here is part 2 of Jinx's Funhouse. I will see you at the end. Enjoy. Emily had been working late, trying to finish a project for her college course. She decided to take a break and head to the amusement park, hoping the fresh air and bright lights would help clear her mind. She wandered through the park, enjoying the sights and sounds as the night wore on. As the park began to close, Emily found herself in front of the Funhouse. The flickering lights and eerie music drew her in, piquing her curiosity. She glanced around and saw that the crowds had thinned out, leaving the park nearly deserted. Looking for a little after-hours fun? A voice called out. Emily turned to see Jinx, the clown, standing near the entrance of the Funhouse. His grin was wide and unsettling, but his offer was tempting. "How would you like to experience the park after dark?" Jinx asked, his eyes glinting mischievously. "Free rides, all the cotton candy you can eat. Just for you." Emily hesitated, but the idea of having the park to herself was too enticing to pass up. "Sure, why not?" she replied, smiling. As the last of the staff left, the park transformed. The lights came back on, and the rides whirred to life, casting an enchanting glow over the empty grounds. Emily felt a rush of excitement as she ran from ride to ride, her laughter echoing in the still night air. Jinx watched from a distance, his grin growing wider. After several rides, Jinx approached her with a bag of cotton candy. "Here, have some," he said, offering it to her with a flourish. Emily took the treat, savoring the sweet, fluffy goodness. "There's one last thing you have to try," Jinx said, pointing towards the Funhouse. "It's the best part of the night." Emily followed him to the entrance, her curiosity piqued. As she stepped inside, the atmosphere changed immediately. The air grew colder, and the once whimsical decorations took on a more sinister appearance. The laughter of clowns echoed eerily through the corridors. The first few rooms were typical Funhouse fare, with distorted mirrors and shifting floors. But as Emily ventured deeper, the illusions became darker and more menacing. Shadows moved on their own, and whispers filled the air, speaking of nightmares and lost souls. She tried to turn back, but the path seemed to have disappeared. Panic set in as she stumbled through the maze, each step taking her deeper into Jinx's domain. Finally, she reached a large room dominated by a towering slide. "This is the grand finale," Jinx said, appearing beside her. "The ultimate thrill." Emily hesitated, but Jinx's gaze was unwavering. "You said it was the best part," she muttered, trying to convince herself as much as him. With no other choice, Emily sat at the top of the slide and pushed off. She expected a short, thrilling ride. Instead, she found herself on a descent into madness. The slide twisted and turned, going on far longer than any normal slide should. The walls around her seemed to pulse and breathe, and a feeling of dread grew with every second. Suddenly, the floor beneath the slide unhinged, revealing a hidden path. Emily screamed as she was propelled downward, the slide taking her deeper into the earth. The air grew hotter and the smell of sulfur filled her nostrils. At the end of the slide, Emily shot out onto the hard, rugged cavern ground. She struggled to her feet, only to find herself surrounded by zombie-like demons. Their eyes glowed with a malevolent hunger, and their skeletal hands reached out, grabbing her and chaining her up. "Welcome to hell," one of the demons hissed, and the rest sounded like a bunch of high-pitched Axl Roses. "Jinx sends his regards," it shouted. The demons dragged her towards the fiery pits, where the screams of the damned filled the air. Emily fought against the chains, but it was no use. She was pulled into the flames, the heat searing her flesh and the pain beyond anything she had ever imagined. As Emily was forced further into the fires of hell, Jinx stood at the top of the slide watching with satisfaction. He threw up a heel kick and a little dance, his eyes gleaming with malice. "Another one for the collection," he muttered, turning back towards the park, whistling away. The job was done for now, as his quota is 2 souls per month. There will be more souls to lure into his carnival of shadows next month, and Jinx would be there, waiting, ready to offer them the ride of their lives. Meanwhile, down in hell, Emily notices she is not alone. She sees Marcus chained to the wall and looks like she's going to be joining him on that wall as the demons lock her to the wall like an animal. Marcus looked rough, but still alive. "Hey, psst, hey, how did you get here?" Emily asked. Marcus turns his head, so glad to hear a human voice. "I got tricked into a funhouse from a sick clown at amusement park. How about yourself?" "Exactly the same," she says. "If I only had the chance to get a hold of that clown." She goes on, and Marcus interrupts with a self-made lockpick he made from a piece of loose chain. Her face lights up. "I'm with you," she says. "Let's get the hell out of here." Literally. As she smiles at Marcus, they discuss a plan, and only time will tell if they have what it takes to escape the obstacles of hell. Well, let's hope Emily and Marcus can get along and work together, or guess it's all over for them. Find out in part 3 tomorrow. Same time, same place. 4:45 p.m. Mountain Standard. Subscribe if you have not already, and smash those like buttons for me. It really helps me out with the channel and is much appreciated. And until tomorrow, my friends, I will see you on the dark side. Sweet nightmares.